what I've got to do now is get the 40 grit, rip these down. I've got 4 or 5 marks here that correspond to marks in there, but I'm going to make sure I keep the leg on the right side of the table so I don't mix them up, just in case I accidentally sand one of my marks off. So I'm going to go through 40 grit these, then they'll be ready to route. Once all the legs are routed, I'm going to assemble the table and then have a look at the top side, see how nice it is. It did a relatively good job cutting this regrowth Jarrah, but that's the easy stuff. This stuff is old hardwood, not regrowth, old growth forest Jarrah. It's been drying maybe for 50 years. So it came out of a 50-year-old house, so it's probably about that age. So let's give it a blast. It could even be older than that. It's rock hard. So let's go. That worked pretty well, pretty happy with that. Now it's time to give the router a break, move back onto the sander. I've got to do the inside edge and the underside, and then I've got to finish sanding all the legs and route them all the way around. Alright, my next move is going to be to just set this table up here, put all the legs on it and see how it looks. So that looks as designed. So what I've got to do now is I'll just sand this entire top edge. I'll also get in here and tune these insides up just a tiny bit, but they are perfectly sized for the glass table at the moment. So I'll just tune the tops, the edges I've already done, and then I'll get on here with the router, and I've got to check out these corners for the glass as well. So it's back on the sander. This is the corner. Now, there's a lot going on. This tenon's coming up. We got the bridle joint here. I don't want sharp corners on my thing, so I might just cut maybe a 20mm bevel off there. What I'm going to do here is check out here for the glass. So I'll probably go down whatever depth my router bit is, just in the corner here. And then I'm going to route my glass track all the way around. Do that, and then I'm nearly finished. So what I'm going to do, just going to use these again, arbitrary, just the width of the ruler. Do all the corners. And what I've got to do here will be a little bit tricky. Got to take this bit out. This bit in the middle's got to go. I can see I've got a bit here that looks like it wants to break out, and I've got to route quite a bit of that out, so that might be awkward. Just got it clamped to the bench. I've set the bit I want to cut out. Now let's do it. This is the moment of truth for the whole project. I've got to cut out the slot that the glass is going to sit into. One thing I noticed is that I've already, before I've even used this bit, I've chipped the corner of the blade twice. I've got all the cutting done that I wanted to do. So now I'm going to just go through and glue all the legs in. Alright, so I've got the legs glued. I'm working on my table at the lower height. I didn't put the wheels on just by accident, but it turned out to be the perfect height for this. If I had this an extra 150mm higher, I would have struggled to do this job. So I've just got to mix up my bog, which is jarrah dust and glue, and fill all these ugly bits. So let me get on with it. The container that my Easter egg came in is now my glue mixing sheet. Going to use Big Boy McAvoy to mix it up again. It's a cold and grey Perth afternoon, but I've got to get this finished. I went just to buy one of those paper masks. They didn't have any, so I ended up with this 3M respirator. Thank you 3M Minnesota Mining and Machinery, I believe. So what I'm going to do, while I've got the coarse grit on, these legs are a couple of mils too long, so I'll tune some off there. Then I'll swap to my 120 grit and I'll just clean up all this putty, and then I think I'll almost be ready for painting today if I pull my finger out. Just got the last bit painted by Headlight, so you can imagine the paint job's probably not the flashiest we're going to see, but wanted to get it done today. Holidays are running out. The wood came up pretty nice. Pretty happy.